Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of What If Civilization Started Over. We're now on episode 4, and in the last episode we saw France and Germany erupt into a massive war, and France beat Germany after several reversals. India expanded trade, I'll talk about this later. Spain formed colonies in Africa and England, and global trade routes started forming. And if you missed episode 3.5, make sure to go check it out because this is very, very confusing for you, I'm sure. And the thing about the Navy, this isn't Navy, it's more maritime waters. But in episode 4, this is going to get a lot crazier, so make sure to watch the full video. I'm going to start off with a few fixing of, errors. These small islands here should have been explored, and the Alps are more, right here than over here. And because of the maritime waters, this should have been explored here. But now, let's begin. We're going to start up here in Europe, specifically over in this region. France is currently working on stabilizing its new territories, and Germany is completely humiliated. France and Spain are going to start this new trade route together, and this lime green here means that it's being worked on, and if you were to have watched episode 3.5, you would know what that means. This small trade route here is going to end up connecting with this one, and this trade route here is almost done. This one will start to wrap around the Alps and go up north a little bit, but that's all they'll do. Moving out of Europe, we're going to go into Africa. And if you remember in episode 3, I had this new kind of major city nation, but not really a nation form. They don't actually have a country yet, they just have this small major city. And this Nile area isn't able to turn into a country because of this reason. Their trade route area is full of bandits and it's very unsafe here. This trade route comes from purple and blue, and they're going to give their best efforts to fund the finishing of this, and eventually they're going to be able to kick out all of the bandits, and they're going to be able to finish this route. This route is now finished, and with it finishing, we can see the new country form. With that, we see the Nile nation forming, a bit of exploration down here, and we're also going to pretend that this major city was never here, but it was here. But since this is their only major city right now, it will become their capital. I'm also moving this trade route from here to, here. But for now, we'll see these major cities form, these major military bases, these trade routes, and these provinces. Back inside of Europe, we see that purple is going to stop funding all of these brand new European countries. France and Germany start slowing down on all of their work because they have to build up their own economy without purple's help. But Spain will not stop their usual tasks. They're going to continue working on fixing the bandit problem here and finishing off this trade route. The first thing that we see happening is Spain finishing up this trade route, and they're going to slowly but surely fix up all the stuff here. Spain is going to slowly but surely work on fixing up these bandit problems over here. They're going to make it pretty far, but then Spain goes bankrupt. And in doing so, they lose both of their colonies. The one in Morocco gains its independence, and the English one gains its independence and expands a little bit. But Spain here is not going to let that slide, and these colonies are going to have to fight for their independence. And just like that, we're going to see our first ever Revolutionary War. Spain is the first to mobilize their military, sending them down the Iberian Peninsula until they reach the Strait of Gibraltar, I want to say. And they're already threatening the capital of Morocco. They're going to hop right over the Strait of Gibraltar and reach inside of Morocco, capturing their capital. They're going to move down the trade route here and capture this major city and then hop to this one. The thing about a Revolutionary War is that Spain already knows where all of these major military bases are, so just like that, they were able to immediately capture 4. But you can't forget about the maritime waters. Morocco took a lot of the maritime waters, and teeny-weeny England took only a little bit. But anyway, these maritime waters are going to help Morocco take their land back. Their navy is mobilized, and they immediately take back their capital. Eventually, military forces from these 2 major military bases are able to mobilize and start fighting back against Spain. They're going to push back a little bit right here, but they're able to take this major military base back. And just like that, they're going to shoot up north, taking this major city back. After that, they're able to get rid of all these troops here, taking back 1 major city and 2 major military bases. And that will dissolve the rest of the army here. Morocco will now leave their land and go into the places where Spain has their military, and they're going to start fighting back, and we're going to see that Spain asks for peace. Nothing too crazy about this peace treaty. Morocco just gets their independence back, and their capital's right here. And Spain doesn't really care enough to go and try and fight England, so they just automatically get their independence. But that adds 3 new countries to the map. Heading back into the old world, we see a big bandit problem here in this small island. I don't know what it's called. But Blue is looking to resolve it. Clearly, Blue didn't do it fast enough because now there's a rebellion. Surely this rebellion won't get too powerful. Oh. Well, clearly these bandits are popping up everywhere in blue territory, and they are going to have to fix this. These guys are basically early terrorists, I guess. But blue is going to beg for the aid of red. And just like that, we're going to see our first ever military alliance form. Red's going to push back into old blue territory, take back this major city, and go down the coastline to take back this one. However, this bandit rebellion is going to cut these guys in two and take this major city back. Red's going to start a counteroffensive and go back around in a different way, completely encircling them around blue and taking this major city back and killing the rest of them off. Blue's going to touch up inside of here, but it's immediately pushed back by these guys, and then they go and capture Blue's capital and a few major military bases and major cities around the area. Red's going to try and push in and liberate these areas, and they're able to take back a major military base and a major city, but for now they can't do much more. They're going to hop into the Horn of Africa and take this major city back and this major military base. They're going to jump over here, take this major city back, and they're also going to hop over here to start fighting around this area. This part is aiming to split the country in two, and they're going to go down here just a little bit. They're also going to make the landing in where this originated and take this entire island. Blue's going to push back into this area and just sweep through a little bit, but they're not going to make it too far, and this is also red troops. It's just like a mixture. The rebellious group is going to push back and take back this major military base and shoot up here to grab this major city, but it is very well defended, and there is a big battle, but eventually the rebellious group takes it. Red and blue troops are going to work even harder over here, taking back this major military base and pushing down this eastern side. They're going to take back this major military base and make it towards the capital and eventually take it back. They're going to work harder and harder on dissolving these guys, and they're going to just go around them like this. They're also going to push from the other side and take back this major city and encircle them, and one by one they are slowly killed off until they're all gone. Back inside of the Horn of Africa, they successfully split them in two, capture this major city, and work on splitting them in two again. This one is also successful, and they go down south, capturing this area. They also start working on the encirclement of these guys, and do another small encirclement right here, getting rid of these ones. The rebellious group is going to push back and take back this major city, and they're going to do the same with this major military base, and work on getting up here, but then they're stopped completely. The entire Horn of Africa is pretty much cleansed, and they're going to continue working on trying to get rid of the rest of these guys. Red's army is going to get pushed back a little bit here, and only after a few hours can they push back once again, taking more land than they did before. They're going to aim to split these guys in two, and they will just barely make it. They're going to get pushed out of their country, and they are going to be just scrambling outside. Red is able to get rid of all of them, though, and then they will pull their military out of this area because they don't want them there. Red will make a sweeping campaign all throughout this Somaliland area, and it's successful. There's a big fight right up here, and Red is able to get rid of them, although with a cost of a bunch of troops. Blue has successfully gotten rid of all of these guys on their northern area, and just for reference, they put their capital right here. Blue's going to push in, take this major city and this major military base, and they're going to go down south, seeping to go around the capital. They'll encircle it and take it over. This is the end of this rebellious group, and that's because they have no more major cities or major military bases, and they're going to capitulate over to Red and Blue. Let's take a look at this peace treaty. Pretty obviously, Blue will get all of their land back, and Red is not going to ask for anything else. We can get rid of this little problem here, and as you can tell, all of the problems with the trade routes around the world are slowly dissolving. With the first ever military alliance forming, we're going to have a new candidate to join. India is going to be joining this military alliance, forming a bigger one with now 3 members. With the new military alliance, we're also going to gain a new economic alliance, and that will be an economic alliance between Purple and Red. For now, Purple is going to refrain from joining the military alliance, however, they do plan on joining in the future, potentially. Speaking of Purple, we're going to see them finally finish off their exploration in Africa, or at least the northern coast, because I don't think anyone of this time can go south of that. But it will look like this, and they will also finish off their maritime waters. And with that, they will also move into Africa. They're going to explore a little bit further into the northern coast of Africa, just so that way I have more freedom of drawing the borders. Just in case you were wondering, this is what it's like to draw providences. Woohoo! I usually just draw random squiggly lines that look realistic. But now with rivers and stuff, I'm able to follow that. But like, there's no rivers here. And this is what the new land of purple looks like. They are slowly turning into the Roman Empire. Uh-oh. Major city-wise, they're going to add a few in Sicily, which was just split up. A few in South Corsica, Carthage. Wow, they're really ending up like the Roman Empire. And a few here and there all around this area. And trade route-wise, they pretty much were already working on this, so it's done within just a little bit. Also over here in Morocco, they actually were able to fix this problem here, and they could reopen the trade route. They also finally finished this trade route, which was going like there to this major city. And most of this trade route will be finished except for the part going to Germany because they just had to settle so far away. France will hurry up and start trade with England, and they will also get rid of all the bandits here in this trade route. Germany will finish this trade route, which was going through here to connect all this, and they will create a short little stop right there. A trade route will be made from Cyan's capital to Purple's major city, and from Purple's major city to another Purple major city. Purple is looking the most prosperous out of the trade routes. They're going to expand up north in the Italian peninsula, taking all of this and Corsica. And they'll look like this, and they will add a new major city into South Corsica. Cyan will fund Germany to explore further into Europe, and in return, Germany will have to return their findings. Germany will specifically explore up north. Germany will lock in and explore all of this. If you remember, I said that they were humiliated from the war. But we have a little issue going on. Germany is refusing to give their findings to Cyan. Germany says their payroll has to increase massively. And when I say massively, I mean something that Cyan can't even afford. Cyan said that this was not the deal, and they will formally send a declaration of war to them. But with that, we're going to end off the episode here. In today's episode, we saw Spain fall apart, the Nile form, Blue fight off a rebellion, Purple expanded to Africa, and Cyan fund Germany to explore into the Norwegian peninsula. But Germany didn't give back their findings to Cyan, so Cyan sent off a declaration of war. Thank you guys so much for watching this episode, and I hope you guys liked it. Make sure to tune into the next episode because it's going to get a little bit crazy. In the next episode, maybe we'll see some more Asian stuff. Some more stuff over here. Maybe even some stuff over here. I'm just kidding. I get you guys every single time with that. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, see ya.